We're bi-coastal, baby! There are count 'em, two Hack City comedy shows happening in September. First, Fumi will be hosting Hack City LA, happening September 8th, 8 p.m. at Ziggy Hotel in West Hollywood. It'll be a blast. Then September 9th, there's a Hack City New York, 7:30 p.m. at Union Hall in Brooklyn, hosted by Jenny and yours truly. Again, that's two shows on two coasts, Hack City LA September 8th, Hack City New York September 9th. Tickets are available for both in the episode description or visit AsianNotAsianPod.com. See you there. Okay. This is all going in the podcast. Every single bit. Every single little thing. So, yeah. So, we're going to do that. All right. Welcome to the Asian Not Asian podcast. This is a fun, settled time.
Calm energy.
Very
calm.
Beautiful day. We're all thinking about placid waters. Okay.
Placid?
Placid?
I love it. Great adjective.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
I thought for a second.
Calm?
Calm. I think it means calm.
Calm waters.
And then, yeah.
We're all kind of zen right now.
Have you ever used a word and you're not, like, right before it comes out of your mouth, you're like, I actually don't know what this word means?
Yeah, all the time.
I did that just now.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this doesn't mean. Okay.
It
Okay.
just makes me think of Lake Placid.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I
died.
think it is.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
okay.
what I think it is.
Good start.
You're not supposed to talk yet.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
hang
I'm
tight.
not here.
Yes. But it's okay. Placid.
Placid.
We're all placid. Okay, this is the Asian Not Asian podcast. The podcast with all of your favorite Asian friends. That's sort of what we're doing now.
Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
I am your host, Mike Nguyen.
I'm Jenny Arimoto.
And we have a really fun episode. Fun, placid episode. Super chill. And we have an amazing guest. And this thing is
No
already
way.
beeping.
No.
The placid thing isn't real, everybody.
What are you going to do?
Should I go get it?
You have to
Should we
get
restart?
No, I can cut all this out.
Okay.
it. Or just keep it in.
Oh, you're right. You know
Okay,
what?
go get it.
No. First thing, you know what? We're gonna introduce our guests so that the guests can start talking, and then while I go get,
I'm gonna
this meal,
cover.
You're gonna cover,
Okay.
and we're gonna continue on. Our guest today is a culinary creator, writer, activist, YouTube star, total badass. Give it up for Sohla El-Waylly.
Woo! Welcome, Sohla.
Thank you.
We're now going to cover this airtime while Mike runs to go get a rice dish he ordered from across the way. He's tripped and fell. Okay, we're making it.
He's going to be okay.
Sohla, thank you for coming. I feel like we should fill in the listeners for what this morning was like.
Yes, definitely. Yes, it's so not placid because I thought that this started at 1:30 when
Yes.
it started at noon. And I didn't realize until I checked my email at 1 that you emailed me at 12:15 like, hey, we're here. And I was just like, oh, I just rushed over here. I didn't put socks on.
Oh my God, thank you so much. And Sohla came with a cake.
I was in the middle of
full
making a cake. So.
Incredible. So from our side, we were here, and then we're like, maybe Sohla forgot. And then I was like, I'm going to DM her. Mike's going to email her. And then we're like, okay, we're just going to buy a lot of food because we're anxious. And so we'll, buy food. And if she doesn't come, we're going to, record our own thing. We'll, figure it out. And I was like, Sohla's so nice. I bet you she'll come and do it another time when she's, more free. And then we were, making a whole agenda. And then you called right as you were, writing the agenda. And we're like, yeah! We started screaming.
All right, that's good. Oh, there's the rice. Oh,
And
I'm
the
glad
rice
you
is
picked that up.
here.
That looks good.
And so now we are just kind of surrounded by food that none of us have eaten.
What have I missed?
I was just filling in the listeners on what this morning was, kind of from both sides of the story.
Okay.
And now we're here, and we're feeling great. and
Okay,
we're
we're
excited.
feeling good, placid again.
Placid.
Welcome
Okay.
to the show, Sohla, and thank you for just being here. And you are, I can tell right away from the nervousness and anxiety you had when you called us to be like, oh my God, I read the email wrong. I was like, you're my kind of person.
Yeah.
You're my kind of people. The stress you felt.
In
I was like,
that 37 seconds we talked to you, we could feel it. And we're like, that's it. That's both
us.
of us.
That's who we want on the show. I don't want somebody who's like, oh man, I'll be there, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
no, I want somebody who's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
The
And
shame. You could feel
The shame, the shame. And I
Yeah.
think I heard a fire alarm or something. And so, yeah, welcome to the show. And we like to start off the show by asking each other what kind of Asian we were this week.
Yes.
And, you know, it could be all sorts of different things. You want to go first,
I
Jenny?
can go first.
Yeah, Jenny, what kind of Asian were you this week?
I was a psychic Asian
A
in that
what?
I went to go see a psychic.
Okay.
And I had my first ever tarot reading,
Oh.
which was fascinating. But the first thing she said was that I have a lot of enemies. Like, she turned over a bunch of
Really?
cards and she goes, so you have a lot of enemies.
Enemies.
And I was like, me? I don't think so. I'm like such a people pleaser. Like, I don't really know. And then she was like, people are jealous of you. I was like,
Whoa.
Whoa.
And then she proceeded to tell me that because of my energy, it's going to be hard for me to get into a committed relationship.
You know, I got a tarot card reading once, and they told me I also will never get in a committed relationship. But this was when I was already like 9 years married.
What?
What?
And I had a ring on, and she just didn't notice.
Really? Okay, that gives me hope.
They don't know what they're talking
you're like
about.
too late.
this person can only see the future, can't see the present.
Right,
That's
right.
the problem. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So just think about
Yeah.
it four-dimensionally. You have a lot of enemies?
Yeah, she said I have a lot of enemies.
What are you, like a rabbit or something?
I
What do you
don't.
mean?
A rabbit has enemies?
You know, I guess predators. Is
Pre-
what it-
oh, a
okay.
predator.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I was thinking enemy. Okay.
Yeah, I don't. She said I have a lot of enemies. I don't think I do, but maybe I do, and they just don't say it to my face. So you know what I mean? Like maybe people just really they're like Jenny's my enemy, and then I don't know it.
Maybe I'm your enemy.
Yeah, you did DM me, and I was like, I think you are my enemy. I mean, like that's the thing. Like I don't know, right? Like what if people hate me, but I'm kind of living my life thinking everyone loves me?
I feel like enemy is such a strong word. I mean, like who in this world?
It has to be mutual, right?
I
Or
fe-
maybe it doesn't have to.
I mean, I feel definitely in this world you will have people who are, jealous of you.
Yeah.
Or you know, maybe like a rival. But like
Yeah.
an enemy, I feel is someone who's like, I will destroy your seed. You know what I'm saying? Your family and your
Yeah,
seed.
yeah.
You know, like I don't know who. I don't. That's like you got to be enemy. You got to be like you got to like know a baron
Right.
in order for that person to like, mobilize his army against. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm on board. I don't
Yeah.
think I have because I don't have any enemies. I
Right.
feel so. I'm like, how can I possibly be? But anyways, that's the first thing she said to
Wow.
me.
Okay.
So I have a lot of enemies, and if you're out there, kind of let me know who you are. Reach
like-
out,
just like,
slide
hey.
in. I just want to know who you are.
Just like, hey, raise your hands if you're an enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
so
I just
can
need to
see.
take stock of who it is.
Whoa. And anything else this person say?
She called out that one of my exes is my soulmate, and he will reach out in October.
Wow.
So I'll let you know if it happens.
That's so specific.
It is really specific. She said October will be a good month, and he will reach out in October.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're going to update us all, right?
Yeah, I'll just post it directly to kind of every channel that I have
Okay.
to let everyone know.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my week.
okay.
It was
Cool.
really fun.
Well, stay tuned for
Stay tuned.
exclusive Patreon content
Yeah.
of potentially the future happening.
Yeah, you have to pay $3 a month to find out if
Yeah.
if that guy reaches out.
Or $5 a month, and you can be Jenny's enemy.
Yeah. That's the second tier.
That's the second tier. It costs more money for us
That's
to
a
hate you.
really good deal.
it's a
That's
really
a
good
great
deal.
deal. Usually, it takes a long time
It takes
to
a
become
lot of
Jenny's
work.
enemy.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, Mike. What kind of Asian were you this week?
This week I was a seafood tower Asian.
Okay.
I ate at Balthazar.
Ooh.
I never had eaten there before, and
Uh-huh.
it's fun to go. I love going to old New York places like this because I feel yes, the food is good, but also you get to go to look at the people, and I like to guess who's really rich and who's fake rich. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fun game.
That's a fun
I
game.
love that game.
Because I feel you can tell how rich someone really is by how dismissive they are
Oh,
of just like,
interesting.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was outside and this guy, I felt he looked really rich because he had on very simple clothes. He had like a black baseball hat on. I was like, this guy's definitely hiding from the IRS or something. And then he said they were like, oh, you can sit outside. And he's like, he called it a cabana. He called it a cabana. And I was like, this guy just flew in from Miami. This is not a cabana. This is on Prince Street.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy's rich. Anyways, but I always had wanted to order a seafood tower of any kind.
Uh-huh.
I love towers of food
And seafood.
and seafood. And I was like, man, you really made it if you
Yeah.
get the seafood tower. I realize now that's a nouveau rich thing for me to do is order the seafood tower. Because I think if you're
Oh.
really rich, you're ordering like the baguette with like one dollop of really expensive butter. You know, like that's what you're getting.
Really good accent work.
Yeah, but I got the seafood tower, and it was everything I wanted it to be. I thought it was over the top. I thought for how much food you got, which is, since I'm Asian, really what I'm trying to measure.
Right.
How much food did I
Quantity.
get? Not just quality. I wanted a lot.
Wait, so how many tiers?
There's 3 tiers.
Okay.
The first tier, great question. Thank
Really
you.
good question.
Exactly. I wanted to know, guys, there's 3 tiers. There's 2 kinds of seafood towers. There's one smaller one, and there's one bigger one, and I got the bigger one. And so the bottom is like a bunch of oysters and clams. Then there's 2 lobsters, although they'll only give you one of the heads. I was like, where's the other head? I want to eat that one. and then on top there's like a kind of like a, there's like shrimp, and then there's something else. There's like mussels or something like that. I thought it was great, and it was just so, you know, like we had been drinking too, and sometimes you just want to like make a fool of yourself in a restaurant because you're just like, look at me, look at like how ridiculous I'm being. This, I think, ordering the seafood tower in a restaurant is the equivalent of when you're in the club and you order like the champagne bottle.
Yeah.
Yes.
With, like the sparklers.
Yeah, with the sparklers,
Yeah.
and like the hot chicks come by and they bring you like the the champagne, but
Yeah.
then you're like, yeah, look, I'm behind the velvet rope. I did that.
I see.
And I was with my family and my son, and I was like, look at us, nouveau riche.
I'm
And
gonna
you're-
need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
Never
ever have you ever ordered the seafood tower?
No, but we make our own at home sometimes.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I knew you were gonna do some. What's in your seafood tower?
Well, we
How many tiers is it?
no, it's 2 tiers. We stack 2 cake stands.
Okay.
Oh,
Cake stand,
Oh,
little
yes.
cake stand, and then you just put. It's just fun. It's fun to
It's
eat
fun
out of
to
a
eat
tower.
Right.
out of a tower.
It's tower.
Yeah.
Did you have to stand up? Do you have to stand up to get to the top one?
No, it's not that tall.
Okay.
But maybe we'll get a third
Third
cake
one.
stand.
Yeah. It'll
Yeah.
get really, and that's how you know you've made it.
That's how you know.
Like, I can't eat until I stand on this step stool.
Yeah.
That's how you know you've made it.
That's how you know, because I was like, I didn't even know it was on top. I just reached up and just grabbed whatever was soft. And I was like, I will eat that.
Yeah.
Whatever's there.
Soft seafood. Just a handful of soft shrimp.
Just a paw full of it. And
Yeah.
just like, "Arr, arr." I didn't even look at it. That was me.
That's
And
an
I had a-
exciting week.
It was really fun. How about you, Solo? What kind of Asian were you this week?
I guess this week I've been an athletic Asian.
Oh,
Oh.
whoa! Is that
I've been focusing on exercise,
Okay.
We love.
and my spin instructor is actually a friend of
Okay,
yours.
Whoa, yes, here
I
we
wasn't
go.
sure when to bring it. He's like one of my best friends.
He's amazing.
Oh my god, that makes me so happy. I have to tell him this.
Yeah, no.
afterwards. I'm seeing him tonight.
I go home and I like listen to the songs that he picks for the spin class, and then I just like crunch.
Oh my god, I love that.
I got some Lululemon shorts.
Oh, so you're like investing.
You're, like,
gonna
fully
become an athlete.
I would like to.
Wow.
That's the next place that I'm going. I've spent a lot of time eating cake,
Yeah.
And seafood towers.
And seafood
A
towers.
lot of seafood towers.
and it's time to balance it out.
Wow. So is this a new venture?
Yeah.
Why did you end up going to that? It's a spin class.
It's
Right?
a spin class in Brooklyn. I
Right.
don't live in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Is
So
it
I was like,
like
how
a-
did you end up there?
Is it like a cool? It's like a cool one. A
It's
cool
very
one?
cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. Ford is very cool.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
my friend
okay.
Ford.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I guess people will find you now, but he teaches spin classes in Brooklyn, and I've also taken his class, and his music is different. It's not like basic music.
Oh.
Yeah, he like mixes it up with like sometimes like rock music, like older music, and then he'll put like new stuff in there too. Like you go for his vibes are like immaculate. Yeah.
And he's like, most of the class, he's not even on the bike. He's just
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
So it's really
What?
easy to get into it, and you just like forget how tired you are because
Exactly.
you're watching him dance.
So what is the workout itself? Like, is he? I mean, like, you know, is he like pedal fast or pedal slower?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like increase the resistance. We're going up a hill.
right.
All right, we're down the hill. Now you're gonna decrease the resistance and go really fast.
Yeah.
Now it's time for a 30-second push. And then you sit up and you pedal, and then you sit down and you sit up and you sit down.
And
you
he's
do
doing none of
crunches.
these things. He's just dancing.
No,
Yeah,
he
he's-
does some of it.
Oh, okay.
but
I don't know.
There's a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
But the music is really good. Like for one class, he played 20 minutes of Beyonce.
Oh
Whoa.
yes.
So
I mean, Renaissance is perfect. You have to play it.
Mhm.
Does he call out your name? Like,
no, that would be embarrassing.
oh, because I was in there once and he did.
Whoa.
Because like we're friends and he was just like, Jenny, like yes, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, don't look at me. I'm not good at this.
Yeah, no, I would die.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let him know
No,
that
you-
he doesn't want. You don't want that.
Do you try to go incognito when you go in there?
Well, I have my hat on.
Aha! Your Avengers style disguise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which never works. But whatever, it makes me feel better.
Yeah,
Right.
It makes you feel
Yeah.
better.
Just tucking away the bangs, I feel like.
Yeah, you look mad
It's true.
different. Yeah,
You
you're
look
right.
different
You
without
do
the
look
bangs.
different.
Take away the bangs, it's like, who's this
Yeah,
guy?
exactly.
Well, thank you for coming on
Yes,
to the show.
thank you. We're
Thanks
so
for having
excited to
me.
have
I'm
you.
excited.
We have so many different things to talk to you about besides bangs. And I don't even know where to start. I want to start by saying I've been a fan of yours for a long time, and but I haven't watched. You put out a lot of content.
Yeah.
You're like on every channel.
Exactly.
Like,
Everywhere.
Yeah, I'm like watching sci-fi. I'm watching Star Trek. You're there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I started watching a bunch of your New York Times, kind of like challenge videos. That video, one of your videos helped my son roll over for the first time. He's 5 months old.
Because he was rolling away from the
No,
television.
he was like enamored with whatever was happening. You're like crushing an Oreo or something, and he was like, "Ah," and he like rolled over. And I have a video.
And there's
of
a video of it.
There's a
Really?
video
Yeah.
of him rolling
Wow.
over. We're like, "Oh my god, thank you, Sohla. This is the best thing ever." And
Start
you-
him young.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and, because I think you were making Korean barbecue, and he's half Korean, so he's like in his soul.
Yeah,
He was
he's
like, I
like-
got and Oreos. Come on, that's like perfect baby food right there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he rolled over. So thank you for that.
Wow. I
You're raising his son.
Yeah.
feel so proud. That's the most I've ever done for children.
Incredible.
I guess we're like my wife and I when we watch your videos, like my mouth is just like on the floor because you'll just come up with you and your husband will just come up with like what I think of as joke food. Like it doesn't sound like okay,
Yeah.
well we're going to make like a peanut butter, and then you just put other words that aren't supposed to go after peanut butter.
Yeah.
But then it comes out and it's amazing, and you're like, what's happening here? How do you get to that? Like, because like I think I'm an okay cook at home. One of these things. But like to think 4D chess the way you do with like food, like was that like a linear progression, or did you feel like all of us like did you like break through into that, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's a lot like you know how when you watch a musician make like music and you're like what's happening? I don't
Yeah.
understand. But it's like it's all studying. It's all very boring. Like,
Really?
we're nerds and
Really?
we study a lot constantly. All we do is read and study about food and try new techniques, and like our entire life for both of us since we were kids has been just studying. So then you end up with all this information in your brain and you can make weird connections pretty quickly because it's just practice.
Oh.
But I think anyone can do it. Just become a nerd and have no friends.
I never would have thought that, because I always think I think right now in the popular culture, especially with like The Bear,
Yeah.
cooking is considered like you're a bad boy. You're like
I never saw The Bear.
I haven't seen it either,
Wow.
but
I
you
haven't
get
either.
you get the vibe, right? It's like, oh look, I got I don't know, like I'm smoking a Marlboro and like stabbing a chicken or whatever. Like I'm a badass. But you're saying cooking is a nerdy thing.
Well, I think being good at it is just practice. It's just like a lot of
Totally.
practice, hours and hours. Like when I worked in a restaurant, our days would start at 10 a.m. and go until 2 a.m.
Fuck.
So if you
Yeah.
spend that long
Right.
with food, you get ideas.
Yeah.
Totally.
But then you say you're also like reading, like what like
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, books, podcasts,
Oh.
every like
Wow.
food show. We just consume a lot of food
Yeah.
content constantly. We have a lot of books. It's a little out of control. It's starting to look a little crazy because we have a small apartment and there's no more room.
Do you
But-
ever get sick of food? Where you're like, I don't want to think about food anymore.
Tell them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I get sick of maybe like a project I'm working on. Like I just finished a book and by the end I just like hate it.
Yeah.
But then I recover by making something else. So
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like trying another way of making food
Yeah,
or whatever.
like playing around with a donabe. you know what I mean?
you know how we do.
Yeah.
Playing around with
the
the
donabe.
I don't know
What
what
a way to unwind.
That's why some people smoke weed, some people play around with the donabe.
Or
so.
do both at the same time.
Oh.
That's really fun.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay, so my question is, I know little to nothing about the food industry.
Okay.
Like I like food, but I don't know like I've never worked in a restaurant and all that stuff. And so just in general, like navigating all of these spaces in food as like a woman and a woman of color on top of that, just in general. What
It's
is
terrible.
That? Is it horrible?
Yeah, it's
Because I've
terrible.
heard
Oh,
experiences
really?
from other people too that's just like,
No, it's terrible.
Horrible.
It's so terrible.
oh my God.
But you know, you just, I don't know. I guess you get numb to how terrible it is.
Wow.
Well, I initially got into food because I thought that it was, what's the word? A meritocracy.
Aha.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's why I got into comedy, and I found it's not.
It's absolutely
It's
not
not.
at
It's
all.
not
Not
at
at
all.
all.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
really thought because you know, being
Right.
a minority, you're like, well, maybe the work will speak
Yeah,
for
if I
itself.
study
Yeah.
a lot and play around with this donabe a lot, then
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
people. I hope I'm saying that word right. I don't even
You
know what
are.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's a Japanese
It
pot.
is Japanese.
Oh, oh. Anyway, yeah, if you play around with it enough, then you'll be recognized. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Totally not true.
Yes.
Not at
Really?
all. And it gets like frustrating, but I guess because I like it, I just kept
Like,
doing
yeah.
it, and then
Is it getting better or
uh,
no?
different spaces are different.
Okay.
Ah,
Like restaurants are the same.
I
Like
see.
there's a lot of I guess exposés about restaurants
Yes.
and how
Yeah.
sexist they are and how
Yes.
racist they are, and we're talking a lot about it in the media. But inside the restaurant,
Right.
Yeah.
no one's reading that.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
You don't have time to
You don't-
read.
Yeah.
yeah. There's not like a little like
A book club.
an HR
Oh, yeah.
HR meeting all together during
Yeah.
the family
Yeah.
meal. Where we're like, okay, we're gonna have this
Yeah.
training now.
Like I thought a lot of stuff had changed, and then I recently was in a restaurant, and the first thing that happened was the dishwasher was creepy, and I was like, great, nothing's
fuck.
changed. Immediately,
Yeah.
as soon as I was like, yeah, it's the same
Oh,
same
man.
shit.
Like, yeah. things haven't
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think that it's going to be like, the only way it's going to change is if there's a lot more women and a lot more people of color. We just all have to get in there
Right.
and stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's happening slowly.
Do
Okay.
so you still feel like, because I was listening to something you were on NPR and you were talking about, you feel like the stuff you've done when you had your that big thing that summer.
They were being so general.
You
about
were
stuff.
you called out Bon Appetit. You did all these things on social media, but you were saying like, I actually didn't do anything. You didn't. I
Uh-huh.
didn't actually make any change.
Yeah,
which I
no.
thought was such I don't know. I'm very often very skeptical of the power of different things to make change, because I feel that power structures, that's why they're in power.
Yeah.
They just replicate themselves and they can. Anyways, but do you still feel that things can happen? Good things can happen if we, get more diverse, get more voices in there. Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't think that much has changed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just feel like it's like it's like Marvel.
Okay,
It's like
yes,
as soon as something good happens, there's a worse enemy.
yes.
Yeah.
It just any positivity
Yeah.
is weighed
Yeah.
out by like a stronger
There's another
enemy.
Right.
another bad guy behind the other bad guy.
Yeah, it just feels like it's like one step forward, two steps back, and we just keep doing this like dance, and it feels like that's what it's been like with civil rights in this country
Sure.
Right.
forever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there's nothing to do but keep trying,
Right.
Yeah.
and we have made progress, but it is very slow, and it doesn't feel substantial enough because the systemic issues are still there.
Mhm.
You know, like we're seeing more faces that are diverse, and maybe they're getting paid a little bit better, maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
depending on where.
Yeah.
But like, we still have a long way to go.
Yes,
Totally.
you said that exact same thing a year ago, so we're still
I
crushing
know.
it. I'm also getting the sense now that you're a big Marvel person.
I know.
That's the second
Marvel,
Marvel
keeps coming up.
reference, and I've only known you for like 50 minutes.
Yeah. So outside of food,
Yeah.
the break is Marvel, The Office, and Parks and Recreation. That's all I have in my brain. Oh, and Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay, there you go.
Oh, and also I've seen Never Have I Ever and
Indian
Indian
Matchmaker,
Matchmaker.
which we'll be discussing
Okay, that's
later.
great. Yeah, we'll be talking about that later. That's good. I feel even more
Yeah.
kindred with you, because as we've talked about on the podcast before, the only time I've cried in my adult life was during Avengers Civil War. So that was.
Oh, which part made you cry?
Oh,
Our
man.
reactions are so different.
There was a part where it was just like, it was just like some scene where like Iron Man and Captain America were just like, they were like talking through something, and I was like, you're both on the same side. Anyway, okay. I've talked about.
It's just so real.
See, this is amazing.
You know what made me cry
Yes.
multiple times? The new Miss Marvel show.
Oh,
Just seeing a Pakistani Muslim girl
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Being in a lead, I just cried so many
Aw,
times.
that's great.
Trailer, first episode,
Yeah.
all of it.
I love it.
I'm gonna cry right now.
Don't cry. Don't
No,
cry.
do it.
Don't. Save it for the bonus content.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Okay,
Save for
alright.
the Patreon.
Yeah, I do.
Subscribers.
I like that. Yeah.
Well, now you're okay. So you've done like a million things. Like I saw a comment on YouTube that was like, every food show that's based in New York, Sohla stars in.
Yes.
And I was like, that is so true. So you've worked in restaurants. You obviously worked as like a food editor. Now you're like on every single cooking show. Now you're like a judge on a cooking show competition.
Mm-hmm.
So you've kind of done it all. And then your cookbook is also going to come out. What do you want to do now? Like you've done so much. Do you have like anything that you really want to do now?
I do.
What is it? Is it a secret?
Well, I wanna get more into like writing. And
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think like in the long term, I would love to not be in front of the camera anymore, and I'd
Oh,
like
really?
to like actually
Oh.
create shows. But I think that I'm far away from that.
No, are
Okay.
you? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Do you like
just
being in
gotta
front of
walk
the camera?
Behind the camera.
Yeah.
I do like it, but I feel like there's a lot more interesting things happening behind the camera.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
That's really where a lot of the power
Yeah.
is too, in the editing.
Oh,
and the
totally. I do
directing,
love
the
power.
producing.
Yeah. Ultimately, we just want to be powerful.
I'm seeing a thread here. You like Marvel
Marvel.
movies. You're into power. You might be a bad guy. Okay? Have you ever thought about this? If you were in the Marvel universe, the Marvel, Kevin, the producer, got Feige. Is that his name?
Feige.
Feige. If he was like, hey, love your stuff, Sohla. I want you to be in the MCU. What are you in the MCU?
Writer.
No, like, yeah.
Character?
Yes.
Writer.
Character.
Oh,
Yes,
like
character.
in front of the camera.
Yeah, we want to put you in there. Look, you're not even that excited about it.
I'm
Yeah.
not that excited.
Really?
Someone wants to write Marvel. She doesn't want to be in Marvel.
Right.
But I feel like that's where the real change happens. It's
Yes.
the people
It
behind
is.
the camera.
That's so true.
It's the people in those little sad conference rooms with
Yes.
all their Excel spreadsheets.
Yes,
Totally.
yes.
That's where I want to be.
Yeah.
Dude, you just said Excel spreadsheet. That's the number 2 checklist thing that we like to have people say on the podcast.
I love Excel.
Do
Everything
you?
in my life is organized by Excel.
How are
Oh,
you
wow.
using Excel in your cooking? How?
Everything. It's
Really?
because there's so much going on. It's
Yes.
the only way I
Yeah.
can keep track of everything.
Yeah.
And it's the only way I can see where I am with different projects.
Yeah.
And I just think that no one can be successful without a good handle of Excel.
You got to have Excel.
I love that.
Well,
That's very Asian of
It
us.
is. I was like, this is a very Asian podcast because we're all like, Excel's amazing. Like,
hit me
holding
with
hands.
your favorite Excel function.
Oh, I don't do any like math on there.
Mm.
I just use it to like organize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. So are you using a lot of like data verification? Have you ever been use any of those?
No, you know Excel at a different
I
level.
love
I think.
data you guys, you look it up.
Okay.
I think you will find a function.
Data verification.
Yeah, so basically you can create a field, right? And it's basically like a pull down menu,
Oh my
right?
god,
so it's
I
like
cannot believe
Oh!
Sohla's here.
you
We're
get-
talking
it's
about
so like
Excel functions.
you put a whole bunch of different things. So you can put like a list of things, so like flour, rice, whatever. And then in another cell, when you data verify, it's like you can only select from that field. So you can't just put willy-nilly whatever you want. You can put it has to be flour or rice or whatever that you've entered into that other field.
This seems like a really useful thing. Actually.
It's, I think, a
I'm gonna
very
look into
useful
it.
thing
Okay.
because that way you're not like the data's clean and then it simplifies things. Anyways, I used to be an analyst. Okay,
Truly, I feel like I'm at work right now.
you went to UCI.
I did, yeah.
Where are you from? Like where's your hometown?
I grew up in Northridge,
Oh shit. Okay.
home of the earthquake.
Yeah, home of the. She saw. Yeah, that's not a baseball team. So the actual,
The actual
seismic
earthquake.
action. What year was that? Were you alive?
Yeah, I'm old.
Oh, okay. I'm
But you
old.
can't tell.
Yeah, I can't
because
tell.
we're never.
'Cause
I'm
of
gonna
the-
look like this until I die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That and the
Me
Avengers
too.
hat. I can't tell.
Yeah, it was in '94. I was
Yeah.
8, or
Okay.
no, 9.
Yeah.
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 Was it? Yeah. So you remember it? It must have been very scary.
We just moved into a new house.
Yeah.
Our first house, and everything broke.
Oh fuck.
But it ended up being great because my parents had insurance.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And they were able to
nice.
buy all the furniture.
Oh,
And
amazing.
we still have that earthquake insurance furniture.
Wow.
That would be a
I
great
love that.
great TV show where like on HGTV where it's like an earthquake destroyed your house. Now you get a makeover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, there's going to be more natural disasters. Let's
All
pitch that.
right.
We should take that to HBO, baby.
All right. Yeah.
Now you can take that and you can be a producer
That's
for
yeah.
these
That could
kind
be
of
a
shows.
show that you're behind.
Yeah, I like it.
What did you study at UCI?
Economics.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay,
So there's
Excel.
the
Full
Excel right
circle.
there.
Yeah.
The studying books and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Wait, was the plan to like go into, I don't know, what do people with economics backgrounds do? Like finance?
Oh, my plan was just to get my parents off my back.
Yeah.
I
okay.
just wanted
Classic.
to do
Just-
food.
Yeah.
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 Totally.
That's cool.
I
So you
mean,
knew. I'm sorry. go
We
ahead.
get it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's us doing comedy right now.
But you knew right away. You were like, were you like working in food when you were in college?
Well, I started cooking when I was little because my mom cooked a lot.
Okay.
And then I just started working in like all of the chain restaurants
Mm-hmm.
while in high school and in college.
Yep. Hit us with the favorite chain restaurant.
Oh.
Which one do you like the most? Oh, to work in and then also to visit.
Okay, those are two different things.
Yes,
Yes.
very different.
Okay, so my favorite to visit is Cheesecake Factory.
Word.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Their menu is
yes.
a novel. I love it.
Yes.
Terrible, terrible place to work.
Oh, I can see that.
Because the customers are crazy.
Really?
Yes. Really.
Yes. I was a hostess and they're so mean.
Really?
Everyone just yelled at me. It's so hard because the dining room is huge and
Yeah.
it's
It's really big.
always
It's really
full.
loud. Yeah. It's crazy in
Yeah.
there.
And
Why
when
are people so mean?
Why are people so mean?
I don't know.
Is it because I feel like Cheesecake Factory is like, it kind of is almost like a special occasion place. So maybe people are,
Maybe.
you know what I'm saying, a little bit, oh, this is my big
Yeah, that's
second
true.
divorce party, you
Yeah,
know?
there was a lot of second divorce
Yeah.
parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm,
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And-
Okay.
Well, and back then they didn't have a POS because once again I'm old.
Yeah.
So you have a grease pencil and a laminated piece of paper, and you're walking around trying to figure out where people are, and it's so hard.
Yeah.
And I got fired.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
You got fired for Cheesecake Factory?
Uh huh.
For what?
I just yelled back at the customers.
Was there a particular thing you like? There was this thing, this moment, and that was it, or is it just like over time?
No,
Someone's always
it
yelling at
happened
customers?
pretty quickly.
Really?
Yeah. I always defend myself, and it often ends up poorly.
Yeah.
Wow. That is funny.
You have
Well-
Marvel villain written
Yeah,
all
it
over
is.
you.
Marvel energy.
Well,
Love it.
there was one person, I was working at a coffee shop, and this guy came up to me and he was like, "Why are you working? You should just get married. Just marry someone and quit your job." And then I threw his coffee on the floor.
Oh,
Wow.
But I didn't get fired that time.
Okay. They're like, he deserved it.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember the thing that got you fired? You
Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
Oh, no, just general.
Just general.
general
General.
rudeness.
Okay.
General rudeness.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't imagine you yelling.
It
You
happens.
seem very nice.
Yeah, you seem so nice.
Wait until we work together.
Ah, there you go.
Can't wait.
But you okay? So then favorite place that you
Oh,
like
yeah.
working?
They're all so similar.
Yeah, they really are.
Oh, I worked at this pub that I liked a lot.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It was on Ventura Avenue, the Fox and Hounds
Ooh.
Okay.
in Los Angeles.
Right.
And the owner was amazing because he used to be the bouncer.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was like, he was able to buy the place because the original owner was going through divorce and had to get rid of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And so since he was more of like an outsider, he was just like really supportive of everyone.
Kind of came up from the bottom.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he like gave a lot of people chances. Like a lot of the people who worked in the kitchen were previously unhoused, and he helped them find housing. And
Oh.
That's
it was just like a feel good. Like it could have been a really good movie.
Yeah.
He was just a nice guy.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
what you write.
That could
about
be
the
nice.
A
pub.
feature about the pub.
It's like the anti-bear.
yeah,
But
exactly.
I haven't seen the bear.
Yeah. It's called the bouncer.
The bouncer.
I always wanted to be a bouncer. I always thought, like in when I'm like walking around through the city, I one of my many fantasy jobs. One of them is also bounty hunter, private detective.
Okay.
They all kind of have the same.
Yeah,
thing.
they have a through line.
Bouncer. I've always thought that. I'm sure that it's actually a terrible job.
It
but
seems
it's
Yeah.
very-
boring.
There's a lot of sitting, but every once in a while, like you get to do like a cool like roundhouse kick to somebody. I feel, and get
Really?
out of here. You know?
But you have to be, no offense, you have to be kind of big and scary for that.
But can you imagine if someone was like, "Yo, Mike doesn't look like it, but he's the best bouncer in town.
I see. So you
Yeah,
want to
that's
be
fun.
like secretly tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and really, I'm a really street smart guy.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
I can get people to leave of their own accord, and then I buy the place, and then I set up. You know, I help people find jobs and set their lives up better.
And
You're
then you
right,
make a spreadsheet.
and you make a spreadsheet. Data verify all this. Oh my gosh.
Well, I have one question. When you
Yes.
go home, do you have to cook for everybody?
Well, my husband's a chef, so we do it together.
But is it like y'all are the ones cooking dinner for like if you go visit your parents?
Oh,
Is it like
yeah.
really? Okay, I was wondering if you get a break because I would be
Yeah.
like, I want to eat someone else's food today.
My mom cooks too.
Right.
We're just always cook. All of us cook
cooking.
together.
You
Love
you
it.
just love cooking that much.
Well, I cook with my mom or my aunt or
That's so
whoever's
sweet.
there.
That's amazing.
I
So
would
it's
like
fun.
love to have like you and my family. So then it's like, well, there are people who do the food when when everyone gets together, so I don't have to like stress. You know?
Well, I recently went to Seattle to visit some family because my aunt is sick,
Uh huh.
and everyone was there. And I'm really bad at like the emotional stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like my sister's really good at that, like the comforting people. So I didn't know what to do, so I just made breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to feel useful in a situation
Totally.
like
It's
that.
it totally is. I mean, that's that's the Asian love language is food.
Yeah,
For
acts
sure.
of service.
Acts of service. I
Yeah.
totally get that.
We get it.
Yeah.
He feeds me all the time.
I do.
It's constant.
Yeah, and I'm trying to feed you. That's why I
Yeah.
brought you all this food. You're just surrounded by food right now.
No, I feel very safe.
Do you want to eat any of this? Should we eat a little bit on
Well,
the pod?
not.
Not now?
We can.
I'm such a slow eater that it'll be 15 minutes between bites. We'll never get this done.
I want to ask, because I was, again, listening to this, a podcast you were previously on, and you had just had your first shroom experience.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then you were like, oh, I want to do it quarterly because I want to, I want to like feel all these things.
Mhm.
How is that going? You're still
I
doing
think
shrooms?
it's really helpful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you've been keeping
You've
up
been
with
doing it.
your journey.
It's
your shroom
time
journey?
for another round.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah.
Look under your seat. No, okay.
Yeah.
True.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's to help you kind of, because I've done shrooms like 3 times. One time I had the thing you were talking about where I was like, I feel connected to everything. Like I was looking at a Christmas tree and I was like, I could see the universe.
Mhm.
But then one time I didn't do enough and it was just kind of like I just felt nice. But then one time I took it and I had crazy nausea. I was just like, this is horrible. And then also, but I was also watching, just bring it back to Marvel. I was watching Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
And it was about to
Very
be the scene where the Peter Parker from the other universe dies,
Mhm.
and that put me in a really bad place. I was like, this poor man, he's gonna leave Mary Jane all by himself, and I was like, that on shrooms, man, I was not into it at all.
That is one of the best Spider-Man.
It's a great Spider-Man,
really
you
good.
know, and
Yeah.
watching it on shrooms, fucking sick, visually,
yeah.
visually
Yeah.
incredible,
Uh-huh.
but just spiritually, I was just like, oh, it's too sad. But it's going well for you,
Yeah, I mean, I think it always depends on where my headspace is to begin with.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because I had one really bad trip because I had this person who I thought was my friend, who I met after this stuff kind of blew up,
Wow.
and ended up being trying to get close to me for other reasons. There's been some of that,
Oh, yeah.
because there's a lot of snakes out there.
Whoa,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm really bad at judging this stuff.
Oh.
And I didn't figure it out until some stuff happened. And then when I took the shrooms, I just kept seeing snakes all around me. Like,
Whoa.
Literally.
Yeah, it was very
Really?
scary. And I was
No.
just under a pillow screaming. So I think it really depends on where my head's at when I take it.
Yeah.
I think you're totally in control.
Were you at
Totally.
home? Were you
Yeah,
at home?
Yeah,
I
I was
always do
gonna
it at
ask.
home.
Oh, you always
Okay,
do it at home.
that's
Okay.
good.
Mhm.
That's the place you would
Like
want
a safe space.
your safe space. Okay. fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah. Who'd you do it with? Did you do it with your husband at the time?
Yeah, we always do it together.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because it's always good to have the Sherpa situation.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
And he's somehow always like this.
Yeah.
No matter what
Yeah.
happens, no
Yeah.
matter what he's taking,
Yeah.
no matter
No matter how much.
Right.
No, he's always
Chill.
steady. So it's he really is a Sherpa.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I cannot relate less to a statement.
Have you done shrooms?
I have done shrooms. Yeah.
Have you-
I've done it 3 times.
And has it been very varied?
It's been varied, but I've never had I've had a bad acid trip, but I've never had a bad shrooms trip.
Mm.
So, and my acid trip wasn't even that bad. I was around someone who was having a bad trip.
Oh,
So that was very stressful.
Yeah.
But my shrooms experience overall has been pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's never been super spiritual.
Sure.
It's always been more like,
Yeah.
painting is the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that feeling, or
Yeah.
like the sunset. I
Yeah.
like watched a gorgeous sunset and I was like, wow, the earth is beautiful.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Like, how lucky are we to be alive right now?
Yeah.
And then my friend like Sherpa'd me, and she had like, she does it a lot. So she like had like a laser light set up.
Oh.
So she cooked me dinner while I was on the ground, like
Looking at
staring
it.
at the laser lights, and just like, that's all I did for like 2 hours. Just like look at the lights. I'm like, wow, this is incredible.
Right.
So I'm a big fan, but I've never had like a super spiritual experience with it.
Yeah.
It's always been
fair
just
enough.
very fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one time I did it and it was really fun. I kept inventing things like in my mind. I was like, why don't we have this? And like,
Did you write it down?
Yeah.
I did write one down, and I think it's still a pretty good idea. It's called the Dry Jacuzzi.
Okay.
Okay.
What does that
So
mean?
it's a jacuzzi pit,
Uh-huh.
right? But it's filled with insulated foam, like little balls. And so it's heated from the bottom, and so the heat is trapped by the insulated foam, so you can get into it like a jacuzzi,
Yeah.
but you're dry.
That's a good idea.
Right?
Wait, so is this because you don't want to get wet, or like,
Yeah, you don't want to get wet.
but you don't want to get wet?
I like jacuzzis. I'm just saying that some people don't want to get wet and they want a jacuzzi feeling.
I see.
And
But
yeah.
it's different than a sauna because it's just like your body.
Yeah, but yeah, you get the tactile sensation of something being in contact with you.
I see.
Anyways, okay, we're gonna cut that part out. If you're thinking about doing therapy, consider BetterHelp. It's affordable and it's online, which is important because I think anything that makes therapy more accessible is great. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/Asian today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/Asian. Whoa, what was that? Dang, that's
what
crazy.
is that sound?
It's nice.
It's the sound of another sale on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business, so upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronized online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed.
Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility. I love how Shopify has the tools and resources to make it easy for any business to succeed from down the street to around the globe. Like mine, Shopify powers million businesses from first sale to full scale.
Reach customers online and across social networks with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and more.
Gain insights as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond.
More than a store, Shopify grows with you.
This is Possibility, powered by Shopify.
Go to shopify.com/Asian, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features.
Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/Asian right now.
Shopify.com/Asian.
You also mentioned that you might make a. Have you worked on shroom recipes? Would that work?
Oh.
Well, not really. I just have tried different ways of ingesting it myself.
Yeah.
I have some sensitive stomach issues.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So like for me, I found the best thing is to have it with a lot of starch. So like in an
Oh.
oatmeal or risotto.
Oh.
Wow.
Wait, so you cook it in the risotto and then
Uh-huh.
eat the risotto?
Yeah, and I find that I get like a much more like it's a lot more delicate on my stomach, and it's
Oh.
more of like it's like a longer sustained trip.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
I guess because it controls
Yeah.
how fast it's being absorbed into your body or whatever.
Yeah, like
I'm-
what?
Yeah.
One time I made a hot chocolate, and then it just zips into you.
Yes.
And it's horrible.
Oh, that doesn't sound
Oh.
good at all. Okay, I'm really
Wow.
into this now because
Yeah.
I feel that when I've done it, one time I had a chocolate and that was good, but it was also I felt pretty fast uptake. I feel, but one time I just straight up ate it, which I don't recommend because that was really rough, and that's where I wanted to throw up and stuff. But yeah, I'm into anything that makes my tummy feel better. Yeah, as a recipe, I think that sounds really cool.
I think it would be really good in like juke.
Oh yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
just I like jokes, so I would
But
just
I feel
eat
like
it.
it's already good on your stomach.
Yeah.
So
See, that's what I'm saying. This is
This
you know,
is
you're,
like
you're
this
s-
is next level.
You're 4D. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to like talk about shrooms,
I know.
and you're like, this would be great as a risotto.
I
And you're
know.
like, what? You know, you're like making
This
a
could be your
four-course
next
meal.
project. Literally,
Wow.
everything we talk about, I'm like, that's your next project. I'm like, just trying for some reason trying to get Sohla's next project on the books.
I want everything to be your next project. So, you know, you're a big Marvel fan, but you have been watching Never Have I Ever, and you've been watching Indian Matchmaker. Did you ever go through the matchmaking thing?
Oh,
Was that
yeah.
ever? Yeah, you did?
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's
Go.
yeah.
For it. Go for it. I'm going to get some risotto. Go for it.
Well, my family's really conservative, so they made a biodata for me.
Oh, shit.
Oh
Oh,
my
my God. I wish I
God.
could see this.
I know.
What did
I-
your biodata say?
My parents made it, so it's like the same thing. She's a really good girl.
Aw.
She's very quiet.
Great
Yeah.
at Excel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She wants to have a lot of children.
Oh.
She would make a great mother.
Yeah.
It's just like but like the personality stuff is a very small part of it. The main thing is your height and your skin tone.
Skin tone.
Uh-huh.
So how do you even
Oh.
describe your skin tone? Like light, dark, like that?
No, it's like I would be light brown, and then there's like the ideal skin tone, quote unquote,
Yeah.
is fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel
yeah.
they touched
Oh my
upon this in the
gosh.
show like a little bit, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, I mean, I know that colorism is a
Totally.
thing.
It's huge.
It's a thing
It's
for
huge.
Vietnamese people too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So did you get out there like or whatever the equivalent is?
Well, I didn't want to do it at all. So
Right.
Sure.
sometimes I would just come home and someone would be there,
Word.
Oh wow.
Yo.
and it was
Wait,
horrible.
you mean like come home from your Cheesecake Factory job or
Uh-huh,
what?
yeah.
What?
And then there would just be like a match there,
Whoa.
and I would be horrible because I hated it and I
Yeah.
didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So they
Throw
all thought
some
I was
coffee
crazy.
on the ground. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It actually would be chai.
It would be chai. Take this chai. Get out of here.
Samosas in your
Yeah,
face.
samosas.
Yeah. No, so it did not work well for me. But what I like about the show is that
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have this idea in their head that the arranged marriages are forced
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah,
people don't
yeah.
have a choice.
Yeah.
Right.
There are a lot of places where it's true, where like women don't
You
have a
don't have a
choice, but
choice.
for the majority of people, it's like arranged dating.
Yeah.
It's like family approved dating,
Right.
and
Totally.
everyone has a choice. So I had a choice to not partake.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't meet anyone and you were like, oh, this guy's kind of nice, actually. Pretty cool.
No, not at all.
Really?
No,
Really? So
no.
it never went to like an actual date. Like it would always just
No.
be that one.
You'd just be
conversation.
sitting there with the angry chai and just,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Not,
Oh my gosh.
not even close.
Was there a local matchmaker who like did this using your biodata, or like how does that even work?
Well, like all the aunties make
Oh.
these biodatas and like circulate it amongst each other, and the network is quite vast.
I could see that. Yeah.
Robust.
Really?
Yeah.
Like people travel across the country to
What?
meet matches.
Wow.
And may I ask what community are you part of?
Bangladeshi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I know a couple great Bangladeshi guys if you're interested. I always would imagine you would learn something about your parents and from the people they would bring home.
Nothing new.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was like a doctor, engineer,
Yeah. Yeah.
very religious family,
Yeah.
and at least 2 inches taller than me.
Ah.
Oh.
That's always like the
That's because
goal.
the height thing.
The height thing.
Yeah.
I'm like technically kind of tall for my community.
I see.
Ah.
It's a difficult match, tall and brown, and
Oh.
always throwing chai.
Oh my god. That's the trifecta
Yeah.
right there. 2 out of 3 we could deal with. If you were short and throwing chai,
Yeah.
that would be okay.
That would be okay.
That would be
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe you went through it. I just want to talk about because I binge watched it.
Yeah.
It's very, I feel like a lot of how they do it is really accurate.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of
So
cool.
in the way in the show, like it does seem like it's people who really want to find people, but
I
it's
think
almost
so.
like people who are like really picky. Like the frame of it is like people who are like have a list of things that they want to achieve, and they're like, Seema auntie will figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's like, which I love watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine actually experiencing it where like my parents are just like this dude's just gonna be over when you get home. I'd be like,
It was always a surprise.
yeah,
Oh
I
my
would be like,
gosh.
I have to get into a headspace to talk to somebody.
Well, I mean, everyone's experience with it's different. I know a lot of people who want to do it
Yeah.
and get really involved with making their biodata.
Right.
And then I know a lot of people like me who are just surprised.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Did this go on for a long time?
Yeah.
Is it
Until
still
I got
is it still
married.
happening? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Look under your seat.
Is there a man?
Yeah,
under
There's
there's
a
a man
great
under
guy. Your mom called me earlier. It's like, there's only one way we can get him to meet is to create a podcast. You can meet a guy that way. Okay, so it went on for a while. Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. So, but you enjoy the show.
I enjoy the show a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it really reminds me of where I came from.
Yeah.
It makes me grateful for not being there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. And you're just who do you like on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. You love.
Nobody. I think that's the point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I actually kind of don't. Okay, I have to look up. I have to make sure I have everybody.
I really liked the girl based in New York who's like 38.
Oh
um,
yes, I just got
Vishal.
to this person.
But she is New York based,
Right.
and then she at first seems a little judgmental.
Yeah.
But then she's like, you realize later that like this process like opened her up to people, whatever. She was like the one person that came out of the season being like, I like her a lot.
Yeah.
But most people I don't like.
Right.
Well, it's not just about the matchmaking thing. I think that a lot of people have this like idea in their head of like you have to meet someone that's already everything for you.
Right.
Yes.
And
Yes.
like people don't want to work on their relationships. Like
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been married for 12 years now, and we have a really amazing relationship, but it started out rough.
Oh
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took years. It wasn't like really really good until year 7.
No, no.
Okay.
I think that's absolutely fair because I feel, it for me and my wife we had a lot of up and downs, and I feel like we didn't get serious, like really serious about it until like year 5 or something. Where we're like, oh okay, this is like, I don't know, you like change your mindset because I think before when you're dating you're like, what can I get out of this? You know what I'm saying? And then after a while you're like, okay, I have to put into this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, I
separately.
think that's more from the male perspective.
Yes. No. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so hard to get my husband to help around the house. Now he does everything.
Oh, good. Just
Ah.
takes time. Takes training.
It takes
Yeah.
time. It
Training
takes time.
period.
It takes training.
But you're right. It's a growth mindset. And
it
everyone
is.
goes into it being like looking for the perfect person that hits all their criteria.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather than
yeah.
like, let me just find someone that like is willing to work on it.
Yeah.
Well, and like being critical of other people's flaws, and it's like you have flaws.
Yeah, totally.
So
I
many.
think you're not this far yet, I don't think, but there's a guy in Florida. I don't
Oh,
know.
no, I'm not here yet.
But you see him be very critical about one person, and then he goes on a date with another person, and she's very critical of him. So you kind of like it, like
Oh.
he like doles it out, and then it's kind of like happens to him. And I was like, that's exactly kind of the cycle of what a lot of the people in this experience are doing.
Yeah.
Is just like being very, very critical immediately, rather than being open-minded.
Dang, I didn't realize I was supposed to hate everybody. I thought everybody.
I
thought
mean,
there was
I
some
don't
people
hate
supposed to-
anybody. It's also the edit. It's the
The
edit.
edit is,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, the edit.
Yeah.
But I watching it, I was like, oh no, is that me?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, is this reflecting back me and my dating
Whoa.
experience? So, I've learned.
Would you go through this if they had a Japanese version?
I would.
Yeah.
I'd be down for it.
You were saying before in the before we started that there is a Japanese matchmaking.
Yeah, I don't know if they do it as
Thing.
much now, but they have matchmaking in a very similar process where you like just see the picture and then you meet.
Ah.
I don't even think they do it biodata. Like I don't know what like it's a lot. It's really picture based. This is old school Japan.
Right. It's just straight.
But people
It's just
still
Tinder. Yeah.
it's just Tinder. It
just-
is
it's
like
just
it's
Tinder.
Tinder on paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like very old school
Yeah,
Tinder.
yeah.
But I would say like until very recently that was very normal. Like
Wow.
to have just like quote unquote arranged marriage based off of like photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I would do it. I mean, if it was like this where you get to like go on a date and then decide.
And decide. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in control still.
Exactly, you're in control. Then I would be down.
I definitely think that if I was single somehow, actually I could very much believe that because I'm a terrible person. But like if I would say at a certain point I'm like I have to realize there's something wrong with me. Someone else has to drive. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
that's the thing. Like, it's like there's no harm in having someone else try to like help you out.
yeah.
Yeah, put
Why
them in the
not?
driver's seat.
Why not?
Yeah,
I
go
think
along
that's
for the
fun.
ride.
I think that's great. Let's you want to play this game?
Yeah, let's play a
Let's
game.
play this game. So
Alright.
with our guest, Sohla, and we got a fun game that's gonna be a little bit of a mashup of some things we've talked about. Not Marvel. So we're gonna. It's about. We call it meal matchmaking. Okay, and here's how it is. You imagine that you're the matchmaker, okay, and Jenny and I we're separate. We'll be listing criteria that we want our meal to be like, okay, and then you tell us what kind of meal you could create that would satisfy our ridiculous criteria.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
We'll do a couple rounds
All
just
right.
for funsies.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So for me,
Yes, Mike.
I want my meal to be spicy, wet, can be eaten with hands or a spoon, and one more thing, tall. Has to be tall. I just love me some tall meals.
As we've learned, you love height.
Spicy, wet,
Spicy, wet, can be eaten with hands or a spoon.
hands or a spoon.
Tall.
Tall.
Meal matchmaking.
Well, the wet is really what's throwing things off.
Yeah,
you
the
know
wet
what
is.
I mean?
Yeah, I knew it would.
That, 'cause that kind of makes soup not really work.
Yeah.
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 What if,
You made it hard.
I did make this one a difficult one.
what if it's a? Have you seen those chocolate fountains?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
A chocolate fountain filled with mapo tofu.
Oh.
You've done it.
You've done it.
You've done it,
Did that
Auntie.
hit all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done it, Auntie.
That sounds so good, actually.
Sohla Auntie. Thank you so much.
Auntie.
This is a beautiful chocolate
Yeah.
fountain filled with
Mapo
mapo tofu. Do we think that the mapo tofu fountain thing would it have enough suction to pull the tofu up and through? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think if we have a big enough tube,
You have to invent it.
we'd have to make it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that this is a little bit of an engineering
Yeah.
problem too. Wonderful. Thank you. That was great. Thank you.
Okay, I have one. Crunchy.
Mhm.
It's like you eat it out of a bowl. It's delicious when you're high, but it's also low key. It's low key in that it's like not too much. Because when I'm high, I like feel like you can't have too much flavor. When I'm high, I love having like kind of in the middle flavor, if that makes sense.
Crunchy out of the bowl, eat it when you're high.
Eat it when
That's
you're high,
not so hard,
but low key.
but low key.
It can't be too much. Like it has to be hit that right now.
Okay, can I tell you my crunchy low key, not that intense high snack?
Yeah.
Okay, little gem lettuce.
Uh-huh.
Open it up into the little boats.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle it with ranch seasoning. Dry.
Wow.
Just
okay.
dry ranch powder.
And that's it?
Yeah.
It's like healthy chips. It's like healthy
Yes,
Doritos.
It's healthy Doritos.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
so good.
Wait, that sounds so
It's like
good.
a healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
healthy
and
Cool
Doritos.
Ranch.
Yeah, it's very refreshing. And you can eat it all night long.
Wow.
You are
okay,
healthy.
yeah,
You-
yeah.
It's you're so healthy.
You're so healthy.
and
She's
then
an
you go
athlete.
To, you go to spin class after.
Yeah.
It's the new me. Yeah.
Oh my
Thanks to Ford.
god. Okay, that was easy peasy. You're like you had it.
You should make that. It's very delicious.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Because I do just straight up eat a bunch of Doritos right now.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
So that's better.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. I want something velvety,
Mhm.
savory, loves the MCU, data driven.
Well,
Boom.
Data driven.
Velvety,
Loves
savory, loves the MCU, data driven. Yum.
Velvety.
Data driven.
I like how that's the one that you're like velvety.
Yeah.
Savory.
Yeah, savory.
Data driven.
Data driven. However you want to interpret that. Loves the MCU.
I need a minute with this one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You chose some. I chose a real basic one. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Lame.
on.
I just actually want an actual
Yeah, you want an actual
recommendation
Yeah.
for when I'm high.
steak. This is good.
This one's difficult.
That's a tricky one.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Take your time. I can eat some
We
of
can
this
start eating spam
musubi.
musubis.
I don't know.
Whoa! Did I
Uh-oh,
stump
we
you?
I
stumped
think so.
Sohla.
You can take away one of these criteria. Because
Wait,
hey, and in Indian matchmaking, they always say you don't get everything.
Yeah, so you get
Okay.
what is it? 80%, 60 to 80%,
70%.
60 to 70%.
So you can take away one of those things.
Well, then we have to lose the data driven.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
That
To be
was a weird
honest,
one.
I didn't either.
That was a weird one. That was a weird one.
Okay, so in Shang-Chi, wasn't there like a little animal
Yes. Oh.
in like a car?
Yes.
Yeah.
That the thing with like no head but it had wings.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
We could make a curry out of that.
Oh my god! And it is velvety
It
looking.
is velvety.
We can make a curry out of that.
Ultimately end up being eating a character in the MCU. I love that.
Oh my god! I'm seeing a whole cookbook of things that you eat of the enemies that are inside or whatever the character.
Well, it's like a fuzzy chicken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Now I remember. Yes, yes, yes.
That'll work.
That is
You were
so funny.
diabolical. You were diabolical. Someone saw that and was like, "Oh, cuddly," and Sohla's like, "You know what? I would make a great curry. That would be. That's amazing."
Most things will make a great curry.
That's
That's true. I love curry.
That's true. That's true. I'm trying to think if we can still make it data driven somehow. Maybe if you were to like track its location before you ate it.
Mhm.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you weigh it.
You weigh it.
You weigh all of them.
You
Yeah.
have to find it in that maze.
You have to find it in the bamboo maze.
In the
Yeah.
bamboo maze.
Data driven.
Data driven.
Uh-huh.
Boom. We did it.
We
Did
did
it.
it.
We did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
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 Do you
Sohla.
have another one?
Do we have
No.
another? Do you have another?
No.
That was a
I'm-
pretty hard one.
Yeah, that was a hard
That
one.
counts
I
as
think
two.
you're interested in these though. You're having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could keep going.
Oh my gosh.
This
Okay.
is what Ham and I do on the couch.
I love it.
Without the shrooms or with the shrooms?
Yeah.
With or without.
Okay, we'll do one more. We'll do one more. Hold on here.
I thought you were going to say we'll do another episode with shrooms.
We'll do another
I
episode
would
with
love to
shrooms.
do that.
It would be so weird.
It would be so
you go
weird.
to edit and you're like, nothing.
Yeah, there's
makes
nothing.
sense.
It ends up being like 5 minutes long. You know, it's like no materials useful.
We're just staring at the microphones.
Okay. Here he goes.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, I see. He's making it a lot of callbacks.
A lot of callbacks.
A lot of callbacks.
A lot of callbacks.
Oh, is this how you make a joke? Do you use a spreadsheet?
You can use a spreadsheet
Yeah.
to make jokes.
You absolutely
If
can.
you need to make a lot of volume, like a
Oh.
lot of variety of jokes.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar, I think, to cooking. If you, especially if you do like late night writing, it's like you take
It's a formula.
Yeah, you take the topic, and then you mix it through like there's like 4 different kind of structures, and then you end it with a thing. And
Yeah.
then you just do that over and over again. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Well, this only has 2 things.
Okay.
Incorporates shrooms. Has to have shrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be served. It would fit on the Cheesecake Factory menu.
Well, anything will fit on the Cheesecake Factory
That's
menu.
so true.
How about this? How would Cheesecake Factory make something shroom based?
Well, it's got to be a cheesecake.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, a shroom cheesecake.
A shroom cheesecake.
I feel like there are a lot of mushroom desserts.
Yes.
Because it adds like a little savory note.
Mm.
I feel like it would be good with like malt.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
a malted chocolate kind of thing.
Wow.
We could put the shrooms in the crust.
Yes.
That's where it would. Yeah.
Shrooms in the crust, and then like do a malted cheesecake, and then a layer of chocolate on top with candied shrooms on top.
Oh, double shrooms.
Double shrooms.
You know,
Yeah.
I've seen you do this on YouTube, and to watch you even just say it, you're not even making it.
Yeah.
You're just saying it. I'm like amazed.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I might just start texting you different things.
I just like stopped talking because I thought I was watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, me too. This YouTube video rocks. Yeah, so I might just start texting you different things throughout the day, and then
Okay.
you just have to come back and be like, okay, well,
It's a
then
fun mental exercise.
Yeah,
Really
exactly.
good.
It's like Sudoku.
Uh-huh.
Keeps your brain working,
Yeah.
moving. Yeah.
wow. Sohla, thank you for doing the podcast.
Yes,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having me.
Thank you for coming.
So fun.
Thank you. Can you tell us about this cake that you
Oh yeah.
brought for us?
Yes. So I'm working on a death by chocolate cake. So it has 4 kinds of chocolate.
Jesus.
We got a Dutch processed cocoa in the devil's food cake. Then there's a black cocoa meringue with cocoa nibs. Then we have a milk chocolate ganache, and then it's covered in dark chocolate shards. And it might be a little melty, but who cares?
Oh my god, that
Still gonna
sounds
taste good.
so good.
Shit. And you just whip that up for us, just because you were. Just
Well,
so
I-
You're like,
I have to work on the recipe. So if I'm going somewhere, I like to work on the recipe right before, so I have somewhere for the food to go.
Yeah.
Minimize
Incredible.
waste.
Minimize
Yes.
waste. Another Asian thing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So you got this book coming out. Any other things you wanna talk about quickly?
Oh,
the
well, I
podcast.
have another book coming out
Oh my
before
God.
the cookbook.
Wow.
oh what?
I was a guest editor for the Best American Food Writing for
Oh, amazing.
2022.
Okay.
Amazing.
It's like an anthology that'll be out November 1st. And then you'll see me on The Big Brunch on HBO Max with
Yes.
Daniel Levy
Amazing.
Yes.
sometime
so cool.
in November.
Amazing.
You gotta take a break.
Yeah, you gotta take a
slow
break.
down. How are you here?
You can't slow down because of the Asian guild.
I know. That's true.
Well, thank you very much, Sohla, for coming on to the show. You can always check out the podcast on Instagram at Asian Not Asian Pod, or you can find me on Instagram at Nice Pants Bro.
And you can find me at Jenny Arimoto.
That was amazing. We're gonna check out all this food that we have here.
I can't
and
wait to
this
eat.
cake that she made for us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you
Next
soon, everybody.
time.
Thanks
love
for
you guys.
having me. It was a
Bye.
pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.